that crazy monster that we let loose on the world. Lex was crazy to let him loose, but Doomsday is, just about as scary as a monster as we could come up with, other than the next one that we come up against, which Uxas and Steppenwolf are pretty much comparable, I think, in some ways to those two. Although, you could argue the sort of mythological strengths of both of them, and that some are more than others, but specifically for Superman, this moment is really iconic to me, and you'll see how it influences the sort of what happens in this movie. But that's a little bit of a reveal. Let's see, we got this shot. This shot is a chock-a-block of all sorts of questions, and the one thing you can see is the Thomas Wayne portrait that I have. I have here at the house. And a bunch of the other cool things I see. You guys have, I'm sure, scrubbed through this and seen a lot of things. I don't want to give too much away with this shot because there's a lot of sort of cryptic messages in it, and I don't want to explain too much of it because of there's the fun of having to go through this shot and kind of try and put together the pieces of the puzzle. But suffice it to say, a lot of the pieces to what's planned. You can see the armada of our apocalypse, as well as the apocalyptic tech and some fire pit. Also, we saw in BVS in the nightmare future. So just slowly, there's what you guys have all seen, I'm sure, is the Joker card. It's floating through that's the same card that was taped to Batman's gun in BVS in the nightmare sequence. You can see the Omega symbol out there, and give you some idea about where you are in relationship to the to where we were in BVS. Some logos, Warner Brothers, DC, you're familiar with. Here's Diana at the Shrine of the Amazons. You can see the arrow of Artemis stuck in the ground back there. And she has gone to collect it because on the shaft of the arrow, there's a few clues as to, I would say, 1, Diana's possible return to Themyscira, and 2, the location of the actual hidden Shrine of the Amazons. Those guys. Yeah, and this is her sort of confronting the arrow, and you can see the you can see the sort of, she's at this sort of Greek ruins. I really like the shot too because of this kind of wide, low angle with this sort of cool Acropolis. There's a question I have here, and that is, did Ares kill the old gods explained in Wonder Woman? I think that's consistent with the mythology that all of this would have taken place before that. That whole fight with Uxas would have taken place before any of this betrayal of by Ares with Zeus. So that's that would be mythologically sort of still within the construct. Here's a shot of during the conversation at the Wayne Aerospace hangar, and I wanted to clear up. A lot of people think that this is the Batcave that they're in here, and it is clearly not the Batcave. Those are windows with light streaming in. I don't know how people would think it was the Batcave. The Batcave is underground, and so it seems odd to me that one would confuse this with the Batcave. This is, Bruce hasn't really, when he first meets these people, I don't think he's going to bring them directly to the Batcave. They still have a little bit of trust and development that needs to happen besides. This is the Welch fishing village that we built on at the airport in England. This pier was built out there, and if you look, here in the background, this house, we built all this little village at kind of quarter scale. So these buildings are like kind of miniature buildings that we built in the background to make it look like they were full-size buildings and further away, but they're actually just kind of 1/3 scale buildings. And if you look at this shot, you can sort of see the buildings. Let's see if you see them pretty good there. Yeah, you can sort of see them pretty good, like this guy and this guy. The main tavern that we built and the pier is at full scale, and then these little buildings back here are kind of smaller. And we got like kids' bicycles and some other things to make the scale back there work for the shop. And it was really fun to do. And then, of course, the shot out on the pier had a lot of, these giant water, sorry, I was looking at the question. We had these tanks that would just blast Jason with these hundreds and hundreds of gallons of water out of these huge cannons to make this effect of him being out in the storm. And then we shot this ultra high speed shots with the super slow motion cameras to get him to walk out there and then scanline finish the ocean. So it's fun to do that stuff. And Jason's a good sport for standing in there while he's getting pummeled with this giant water cannon. Okay, so here's Vic Stone playing a football game against Wisconsin. DU, looks like a winter game. And we shot this on stage in England. My son, Eli Snyder, did the choreography of the football and was helping out all during this section. He worked with Ray because Eli was a quarterback, and so he helped Ray with his some of his skills skill training there, and Ray did a really great job and really passed the eye test, as they say in the football recruiting world. He looked really good and did a great job with this this football scene. And so this was all snow that we shot on the days, artificial snow that we pumped in, crowd. We built those bleachers, on stage in England, and had to get English football players to play the football, from the English Football League. And of course, there's a question: where was Silas during this scene? I think is the question. And of course, Silas is too busy in the lab. He's missing from this. There's an empty chair there, obviously. So sad. Yeah, this is a Cyborg's mom, and amazing victory at this particular football game. This next little bit is, we see some kids playing football in near Vic's house in Gotham, and this is a thing we shot in Leavesden in England, on the back lot. And then literally in this building, right to the side there, that's Vic's apartment. We had, this moment here where Victor is watching the kids out there and remembering so I have this question that says, I read somewhere that Cyborg roams around with a projection camouflage. Is that true? I don't know. It's cool. I mean, he probably could do that. We don't have him do that in the movie, but he certainly probably could. It's a cool question. Then we see this shot of Vic watching the kids, and he's there in his Gotham City sweatsuit, his football suit, and this is a question. Has Cyborg been hiding ever since the accident? And yes, the answer is yeah. He's kind of been, he's and he and Silas talk about this during the film, about him kind of being reclusive now, and he feels trapped in the apartment, and he doesn't know how to be out in the world. Out of in here's Wonder Woman